Salutations everyone, welcome back once again to the Farts and Craps Show, where I am your host for this video, Dan Joe McCraps, and today we have part 35, Tales of Vesperia Revisited. Yeah. Hope you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Sometimes when I think about it, just 3 years later, and not only is the channel doing better than it ever has, it's consistently growing. Slowly, but consistently. And I'm still doing things I love. Still doing the audio engineering, still learning about how to make better videos, still playing awesome JRPGs for the very first time. And yeah, I'm very excited.
You got a lot of nerve locking me up in a dump like this.
And of course it's Rita.
Do you have any idea who you're dealing with? Get your superior out here now!
Rita, what is she doing here?
Calm down already! I'll go call him right now!
Shut up!
Wow, she hasn't changed much.
Let me go!
Settle down, it's just me.
Yuri? Are you okay? Rita?
Hell yeah, dude.
Have you calmed down? Yeah. So what are you doing in a place like this? I thought I'd check out the Blastia here before investigating the air crane.
And you wound up biting off a little more than you could chew, just like always.
But what was it you got involved in? They sneaked the Blastia into the labor camp at night. I mean, that's already pretty shady.
Don't tell me you were sneaking around investigating it when you got caught.
Of course not. I was very stealthy about it. And then you got caught. Well, I couldn't just sit around while they were trying to do something weird with the Blastia. The people here have been threatened by the Knights and are being made to work.
I bet Teagle's in there too.
We cannot allow this to go on.
And what about this Blastia you saw?
It was a Hope Loan Blastia. It looks like they're gathering them up for a war.
They wouldn't! You don't think they're planning on attacking Dongrest again?
But why? After they've just set up the friendship agreement.
It's gotta be Cumore. There's no way he intends to keep any promises he made to the guilds.
Do you know him, Yuri?
You met him once, at Caer Bakram.
Oh, you mean the guy with the creepy voice?
I don't mind discussing things here, but aren't we forgetting something?
That's right! We've got to rescue Teagle and the others!
Then we'll put an end to that forced labor, get rid of all the Blastia they're gathering, and, you can't just get rid of Blastia. They need to be recovered and taken care of. Then we'll have the mages and Ospio come pick them up.
Wait! We're being careful, right?
But...
One thing at a time.
right.
Okay, then let's get back to our original plan and head down.
Okay.
Hell yeah, dude.
You know, in knight's armor, you really do look like a knight, Yuri. You're quite handsome.
You're getting a compliment, you know. It wouldn't hurt to smile.
I'm not really crazy about this getup. I've got bad memories of Flynn laughing his head off about how silly I looked in this.
Well, I think I get how Flynn felt. It's like somebody dressed you up.
No, not at all, Yuri. It's good because it's so different from who you are.
Leave it to Yuri to be different, even in a normal suit of armor.
This is why I hate this uniform.
You mean the uniform you're not wearing anymore? like the uniform you were just wearing a minute ago? Ah, man, I'm sorry, Repeat, but you're coming out for Rita. I think? Yeah. Yeah. High power yo-yo. Did she... Did she get that while she was gone? I don't remember acquiring well, what I don't remember could fill a book, really, but... No, I didn't buy that for her either, I don't think. I'm pretty sure they changed her equipment while she was gone. I believe so. Covers HP after a battle, okay. I mean, that seems useful. I guess I'll just leave it on for now. Oh man, it's a good thing I took these from Flynn before he left. I freaking called it, because I remember when I was moving around that equipment, I was like, I bet Flynn is going to be in and out quite a bit.
Hide!
Ah, my lord. Are you sure you shouldn't be going to the Sands of Kogor now, sir?
I don't have to pay attention to Alexei's orders. Using the money and weapons I have, everything will soon be within my reach.
And I hope you remember to appreciate the work Leviathan's Claw has done for you.
That's a really bad German accent. I think they're going for German. But yeah.
Yes, you will be taken care of, Jaeger.
Also, German word, not German spelling. Yeah.
You'll take those weapons I sold you and attack the Union. Boom!
Yeah, it's like, kind of reminds me of, which one was it? Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think. Wait, was it Raiders? No, it was the other one. The Last Crusade? I think? Yeah, The Last Crusade, yeah. I think that was the one with the Nazis. Actually, I think they both did. Although I think Raiders of the Lost Ark only really had one guy, one like... I don't remember. It's been such a long time. It's been a very long time since I've seen The Last Crusade. Raiders of the Lost Ark, actually, I watched... what was it, like 2-3 months ago, something like that, when it was on Netflix, and I was like kind of blown away because I was like, I'd never seen it in HD before. Like I have it on VHS, like from back in the day. But yeah, VHS quality versus like Blu-ray quality, huge difference. So
I'm afraid I have my sights set on loftier things than the Union.
Ignoring the Don is a big no-no. He is a wonderful guy, yeah? Don't go forgetting that.
well, at least they spelled "ya" correctly.
My, it almost sounds as if you respect the man.
Respect him, I do, but Leviathan's Claw always gets the job done.
Oh, such dedication. That's just what I like about you. Don't worry, though. You're looking at the future commandant of the Imperial Knights. That fool Alexei telling me to watch the Union while he signs friendship treaties with them.
Yeah, you tell him.
What? Why would they spell it like "yeah" and then apostrophe "im"? It'd be apostrophe "em." You tell him, not you tell him. What?
If it were me, I'd crush them in the blink of an eye with your lovely weapons. The Union can't possibly hope to stop me.
Yeah.
And now it's okay.
Hey, that guy with the weird hair looked over here and laughed.
He definitely spotted us, all right.
So he thinks we're funny, does he?
Man, it's always the same thing with these idiots. So now we know there's a bunch of people being kept down there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go free them from the idiots.
All right. If we find anyone being forced to work, let's tell them to run.
What's with you? First you're panicked, now you're laughing.
You're pretty moody yourself, Rita.
You're not really one to talk, Carol.
Just shut up.
I'm so glad we found you here. I mean, I gave up going back to the capital, so even if you had visited me, I wouldn't have been there.
Oh, how sweet, Rita. You were gonna go visit Estelle.
I wouldn't go to the capital just to visit someone. I mean, I have to report my findings on the air crane. I just thought I'd say hi or something.
I don't know. That sounds like an excuse for a visit with Estelle to me.
You stay out of this.
Oh, come on. We're all together again. Let's just be happy about that.
Hell yeah, I'm happy about it, dude. I'm all about that, Yuri. I was gonna look up who Cumore is. As far as the voice actor, because it sounds very familiar. Like... I want to say it's Sean Schemmel. But I don't think that's right. Trying to think of who really came from a nearby village where there's good jobs and I regret being so naive. Let's see here. You damn slacker, there's no time for rest. On Sir Cumore's orders, the construction must be finished in under a month. What are you doing? Oof. What the hell? You planning on disobeying too? You know, I've never been good at taking orders. Oh shit.
Here we go.
I'll look it up in a bit. It's one of the common ones, I think. don't think it's Ian Sinclair. He's one of the old school ones, though. I know I've heard him in a lot of things. Let's see. Tales of Vesperia Q-More. Oh. Well, that's a spoiler. I didn't want spoilers, but whatever. Oh, there he is. Fuck, damn it. Q-More voice. Behind the voice actors. Liam O'Brien. Oh, and Kenji Nojima. See, nobody's one. Liam O'Brien, what is he from? I know that name. Let's see, he's in... Let's see, a bunch of things I haven't played. Oh, weird. He was given the role of Kane Highwind from Final Fantasy IV in Dissidia, Final Fantasy NT. He's Infinite in Sonic Forces, that's funny. Oh, he's Reverse Flash in Injustice 2. Interesting. Let's see. Couple, Mad Max, Atrino, C2, Keto, Magi, Transformers, The Order, Saints Row, Guilty Gear, Training, Taylor Princess, Kaguya. He's in a couple of Naruto games and some of the spin-offs, I guess. These aren't the things that I know him from, though. Like he had a major role in some animes that I was very into. Special Ops and Chains, FaceTime, Skull and Girls. 13, Never Dead, Redline. Lord of the Rings, First Terrier, Winning Chronicles, Together. Cydia, 12, Kills on the Pinball. Professor Lang, okay, yes. Junior. Monster, Naruto. Lots of voices in Naruto. Bleach. Tenchu, Kogasi, Guilty Gear 2, Wolverine Disgaea, Tales of Vesperia, obviously. Final Fantasy IV in the 2008 version? He didn't have any lines. Okay, whatever. Devil May Cry 4, Sanctus. Helsing. Oh, he was also in Tales of the Abyss. Oh, he was Lazard Valeth in Valkyrie Profile 2. That's one of the things I know him from for sure. Oh, in Advent Children, he was Red 13 for a few lines. He was in Appleseed, right? And then additional voices, come on. Yeah, that's the main thing I know him from as far as what he's credited for. Valkyrie Profile 2. I think there's a lot more anime than that, though, that he actually has done. Just behind the voice actors is not a complete list, you know. So, anyways, Liam O'Brien is his name, so. No.
I just can't hold back.
Hell yeah, dog. Hell yeah. Did you come to this town because you heard you could become a nobility too? Yeah. I guess you heard the same thing. About that. Why don't we skip the small talk? Shouldn't you be heading back up there? Oh yes, that's right. I gotta tell my friends I'm okay. Thank you so much. May have spared him from the truth now, but he's still gonna find out sooner or later. What are you talking about? You just don't have the time for a long conversation right now. Whatever. Not like I care anyway. Let's see. I guess we're looking for that one dude, the kid's dad. You know the punishment for running away, 100 lashes and a night in water. Please have mercy. You have the nerve to abandon your work, and yet you still beg for mercy? What insolence. But I can't move my arms anymore. That's enough. Who the hell are you? It is absurd that anyone would resist the Cumore Brigade. I shall bring you to justice. Huh. Glad to hear it.
Sorry, but you're going bye-bye.
Damn it.
Grant them thy undefiled purity.
Oh, brilliant angels, grant us your favor.
Destruction field!
Nurse! The sharpened rage. Run through
Holy
that which
power,
blocks our
come to me.
future.
First aid.
Is that the best you can do?
Brilliant angels, grant us your favor.
I got no time to think.
Just beat him senseless and you'll win.
Pretty much. You saved my life. Think nothing of it. What kind of work are you doing here anyway? I was helping in the construction of the military base for the Dongrest invasion. Ooh. But wasn't this town supposed to be built for the nobility? Yeah, that's what they said. That's just a front. We're really trying to build a massive facility. So you're saying that they're tricking people and forcing them to work against their will? Under the pretense that they're building a town for nobles. They're doing all of that on Kimura's orders, right? Right. So this is what happens when idiots are allowed to run wild. Kimura, you aren't gonna get away with this. Why don't you head back home? Really? Or you could stay here if you want. It's none of my business. Don't worry, we'll do something about Kimura. Thank you so much. Alright, let's go find Kimura. Aren't you guys forgetting about something? Somebody's dad? You know, a husband, certain laborer.
Huh? Look who's here.
And a group of those red eyes.
Looks like Humor's become their new client.
Hey, do you think that guy who talks all funny could be the Red Eye's boss?
It sure looks that way from here.
Get to work! No slacking off, you worms!
Look, it's Teagle!
Well, that's convenient.
If it's money you want, you'll have more than you can use. Now work! Work!
Wait!
Who? Yuri Lowell! What are you doing here? Princess!
You have no right to call yourself a knight. Brute force is not the way to honor the prestige of the Empire. Put down your weapons now. You will also release the people you have tricked into coming down here.
This all might be easier if such a naive little princess were to simply disappear. All of your utopian ramblings make me sick.
That's not the kind of thing someone with delusions of becoming Commandant of the Knights would say. It's you!
You'll be all right now.
Jaeger, get rid of them!
Ja, my lord.
It's just... yeah, oh lord.
Nothing personal, you see? Just business.
It's so bad. So bad. So bad.
Nice moves. You're finished. Brilliant angels, grant us your favor. Defy purity.
You're gone!
Brilliant angels, grant us your favor.
Hell yeah.
How could the Empire cover for such evil?
We can't just let it go.
You should dry off first.
What? You should try it. Huh? Are we wet?
I must admit, you're very strong.
Sir Cumore, it's the Flynn Brigade!
Flynn!
Well, send him away.
We tried, but he insists on coming down to perform an inspection.
That lower quarter lout, he simply has no tact.
Gosh, Drat.
Yes, Jaeger. This is our time to shine!
Oh, these ones. I remember these ladies. Why do I remember these ladies? Oh, they're in the intro. That's right.
I think we better be making the escape, yeah?
Ah! What is this? Please, step this way.
Smoke bomb.
Move! Move! Time to get a move on!
We'll get you next time.
What an original line.
Seriously.
If we don't follow them, they'll...
I'll get you next time.
Wait! Our job is to rescue Teagle!
That's from Sonic Adventure.
But I don't know whose job is what, but are we following them or not?
Everyone freeze! That's enough!
Hey, just in time.
Yuri?
Can you get up?
Yes.
Sorry, but it looks like something's come up. You'll have to head back by yourself. Say hi to the wife and kid for us.
I will. And thank you.
So we are going after them.
Yeah, I'm sure Flynn has things under control here. Sound good, Carol?
Yeah. Plus, I think Estelle's gonna take off after him any minute.
Sorry.
They're all projecting on Estelle like so much. I feel kind of bad for her. Like, oh man, she's all kinds of pissed. Just look at her. You know how Estelle is.
Jeez, we're going after them, right? So let's get going.
Calm the fuck down, Estelle.
All right.
Yuri, wait!
Gotta run, Flynn!
Lady Estellise, this journey is far too dangerous for...
I wonder why my bag works so well when I hit enemies with it.
Huh? You don't know how your own bag works?
Yeah, not really.
Surely the bag just has a high level of air conductance.
Air conductance?
It's a measure of how easily something carries air. The air produced when you use strike arts must be easily conducted through that bag.
So that's why enemies get weaker when I hit them with my bag?
Exactly. It's the same as with my belt. Different people have different items that carry air for them more easily.
Wow, interesting. Thanks, Rita.
You sure don't know much about your own possessions.
I guess I better take good care of my bag.
Actually, Rita's belt is her primary weapon, and Rita's bag is his secondary weapon. So it's actually not the same thing. It's the same as her books. Where? We're going after Cumore. I'm assuming we're still going to Care Bokram? Probably.
Don't get sloppy.
Dragon Sword!
Oh, brilliant angels, grant us your favor.
this modest land.
Starblast!
Dragon Sword!
Grant them thy undefiled purity.
Splash!
All right, here we go. Yay! All right, we did it!
Oh, their high-fiving is becoming more natural. Oh, we haven't had Judith make stuff yet. And she sucks. We'll just have Yuri make sorbet from now on.
That man called Jaeger certainly had a unique way of talking.
Unique isn't the word I'd use.
I had a hard time understanding some of the stuff he said.
An ancient way of speaking lost in this day and age.
What? Are you serious?
It would at least make a good story if that were true.
Yeah, back when people used to pretend they were German. I remember that time. Hey, Care Bakram. Is that not one of the places I've been to? Torum. It was one of the... Guessing I'm still going to Capo Torum? It wasn't really clear on like where I was giving chase to. Yep, it doesn't really say.
Sorry, but you're going bye-bye. Oh, flickering blaze, burn! There's no blade! Enduring protection! The sharpened rage! Run through that which blocks our flow! Bang!
Destruction! I got no time to think.
Just beat him senseless and you'll win.
Yeah, that wasn't really worth it. Let's use a holy bottle. Okay, where are we going? Harbor is over there, but...
Flynn was asking for Estelle to come back with him, right?
The Knights can't help thinking that the best place for a princess is a castle. He's just worried that he won't be able to keep track of her.
But Estelle decided to set out on this journey on her own, and you want to respect that.
I haven't really thought about it all that much.
The Knights are bound to keep following you, though, as long as Estelle's with you.
And what kind of a guild would we be if we didn't get into trouble with the Knights?
I don't think fighting with the Knights is actually a guild requirement.
Yeah. It's more just something that happens kind of naturally due to conflicting interests. Is this right?
There's no sign of them.
Looks like they ended up getting away.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to chase them. Right? I mean, they're doing corrupt shit, but let's be real. I mean, how many people in power in JRPGs are not, you know? It's like, yeah, I mean, like most media, we try to have like pretty clear, like, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys, but typically the big powers that be in games, movies, TV shows, books, whatever, are at least a little corrupt.
Where are we anyway?
A forest in central Tolbikia. If I'm right, Torum Harbor is east of here.
Yup.
We should probably just get to the harbor rather than going back to Heliord.
What? But what about Q Moore? Do we just let him go?
I thought the purpose of your journey was to find Pharaoh.
Yeah, Estelle is gonna get us all kinds of lost if she just was like, wait a minute, that's not right. We have to go do this and this and this. Like, she's not the leader of the guild. She's hiring us to do something, and that's what we should be doing. Like, it's gonna take a year and a day to even get to the desert.
Well,
I wasn't aware brave Vesperia was formed to follow your random whims.
Exactly. Thank you, Judith. Fuck. See, this is part of the reason I like her, because she gives zero shits, says what's on her mind, and is not your typical, like, oh, I'm a ditzy, and it likes the thing. Like, that's the main reason I'm not a big fan of Estelle, because she kind of fits into that stereotype, you know?
I'm sorry. That was never my intention.
I just want to be oh so noble and perfect, and I'm perfect little princess.
Oh, she's just telling you to relax. Besides, Flynn's on the scene, right? You can be sure he'll take care of things.
Hey, Pharaoh, brave Vesperia, start explaining.
Just about to ask the same questions myself.
Yes! Everyone's favorite ultra ripped old guy.
Huh? What the?
Heihachi Mishima. Fight.
What's wrong, Miss Genius Mage? Forget me already? It's me, Raven the Great.
Who the hell do you...
I told you, Raven the Great. Man, you're a scary little kid, you know that?
This cast is great.
So, what are you up to?
With all the stuff you've been doing, poor Raven got sent all the way out here to keep an eye on you.
Why would they do that?
First things first, let's go find an inn at Torum Harbor. I'll tell you everything there. Raven's pretty hungry, you see.
I suppose there's no point in hanging around here. Torum Harbor is a good first step.
Torum Harbor, then. Would that be all right?
Torum Harbor. That be alright? Apparently, I also have an accent all of a sudden.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be selfish.
Okay, let's go.
Dope.
Oh, those two scheming together.
What? You mean Kumor and Jaeger?
Yes. Maybe they saw that they had a lot in common with each other.
A lot in common?
Like being raving lunatics. Whatever the case, they made one hell of a combo.
Looking at those two made me feel totally normal.
Get a couple of nasty people together and they'll put together some nasty plans. We were right to let Flynn deal with it before things got really out of hand.
Yeah. Shit.
I know we haven't been gone for long, but I have to say, it still feels good to be back.
Can I get you Pansy some tissues, or can we go to the inn now? I'm so hungry.
He just called us all pansies. Fuck you, Raven.
All right, all right.
You can't just call a bunch of people that you're friends with pansies out of the blue like that. I mean, you can if you're like really close and that's like part of your typical banter, but I don't care. Why are you looking at it? What? What? How strange. What's the matter? Shagatham flowers are only supposed to open during the rainy season, and yet look, they're already in full bloom. That sounds pretty weird. I know, right? I wonder if someone's been coming here and watering the ground or something. Would just that be enough to make these flowers bloom? Another cause for flowers blooming early could be an imbalance in the air. So you're saying that this place... It's okay. Even if my guess is right, the level of air imbalance can occasionally be found in nature. Plants are simply more sensitive to changes in the surrounding air than humans, and they're reacting to that. We wouldn't want to have what happened in Heliord happening here. There we go. What the... Judy? It really bothers me he calls her Judy. It's not even fewer syllables than Judith. And Judith is just a better name than Judy, in my opinion. I think it's more elegant, more attractive, sounds more sophisticated. It's just better. The warehouse Aeroblastia is... Can't believe that dragon freak would do this again. I'm gonna go see. Oh, Rita. Dragon freak, huh? What's all this commotion about? It wasn't you? I played the 5th. I don't Are they saying this world is somewhere on Earth? They're on Earth right now? And she's American? Because when people say I plead the 5th, they're specifically talking about the 5th Amendment. Anyway, it wouldn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't, and it's not that funny. And there's another way to say that doesn't break the narrative into a way. There is no way they are on Earth. This is a fictional world. You can't just say, oh, I played the 5th, and they're like, ha 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 ha. No, it's not funny, and it breaks the immersion. It doesn't make any sense for the narrative. That's a terrible line. It was terrible. There's nothing left for me to fix. Sorry for your loss. Next time I see that freak, I'm gonna punch him into the stratosphere. Stupid dragon freak. And she really hates Judith. Oh, scary. I don't know what you're trying to do, but it's not causing you any trouble, is it? I already told you. I'm not going to do anything that would cause any of you harm.
That settles it. Our guild is off and running.
What settles what?
Our guild's gonna be called Brave Vesperia. Estelle came up with it for us.
Brave Vesperia, huh? Don't tell me you actually got Estelle to become a member.
No. It's just the 3 of us for now. I'm the boss, and then there's Yuri and Judith, too. What do you think? Pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah, it's amazing. They actually let you be the boss.
Well, he's the only one that has guild experience. And it was his idea. Anyway, I gotta find a save point, so... They usually have a save point in the end? Yeah, there we go. Cool. Well, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you for stopping by for the continuation of this journey. Tales of Vesperia. It is an amazing game. Aside from the occasional weird line, bad grammar, and strange delivery due to inconsistent voice acting. If I was not recording this for the sake of the show, I would definitely use Japanese voice acting because I'm not a fan of the English. It's just bleh. It's like certain shows especially the new Pokemon anime. I do not like the English version. I will take the Japanese version with subtitles any day. Any day. The English version is annoying as fuck. The original is just so much better. Audio-wise, the whole thing, the voice acting, the music, especially, because they have different songs, different sequences, actually, like the video accompanying the songs is also different for the intro and the outro. Yeah, it's just not as good. Yeah, to the point where it's annoying. Yeah, but oh yeah, what I was gonna say earlier about the slight rant thing that I had. I was basically just gonna go off about how JRPG is really only as good. Well, actually, not even JRPG. A narrative-based experience, which most JRPGs are, since they are about the story, the character development, the world. It's really, all in all, it's focused on the world building, the characters, the places, and the stories that happen to those characters and in those places. And yeah, I think that's part of the reason I love this genre so much. So yeah, a JRPG, in my opinion, is only as good as the cast. Not necessarily the voice acting cast, but the writing for the characters. So even if you have really good systems in place, really good visuals, really good audio, I'm already thinking of a perfect example. Really fantastic, like, structure. If your narrative, your character development, and just your character, your interpersonal interactions, I guess your character arcs, your characters and their arcs, yeah. If they're not strong, well, your characters, yeah. If your characters aren't good and your narrative's not good, you can't really have a good JRPG. So it's all in the writing, you know. That's what it comes down to, really. Yeah. So even if you have great visuals, music, systems in place, especially like the battle system, the balancing, all that stuff, the inner workings, yeah, you ain't got shit if you don't got good writing, which that was Child of Light. I love that game because, yeah, visual style, the music, the systems, they're all brilliant. The writing, not so much. I didn't like any of the characters, except for the mouse one. That one place with the mouse merchants or whatever. That place was pretty alright. That place was okay. But it was mostly because it was charming. There's like very little to no character development. The story isn't even complete. Story structure is very haphazard, and just very shallow. And I get what they were trying to do with the one arc with Aurora, I think is her name. and try to like tell that story, but they don't even finish her story. And people are like, well, what the fuck? Where's the sequel? You know? But I absolutely hate that model. I don't think you should ever do that. And see, here's the thing. 0 successful JRPG series have partial stories in their games. Once the game is over, the story should be over, or at least to a logical stopping point. You can't be like, oh, to be continued at the end of a JRPG. No, it's not what you do. Some games have done it, but they are not successful series. Like, they don't spawn mini follow-ups, you know? Like Final Fantasy, Tales of Seiken Densetsu, also known as the Mana series. The Trails of Destiny. Anyway, all the major ones. Ease is another good one too. They're all self-contained experiences within each game. So that's part of their strength. You know, you don't have to wait for the sequel. And sequels are, I think, objectively a bad idea at this point. I think games like Final Fantasy X have proven that. And once again with Final Fantasy XIII. I mean, some people kind of like the first one. I don't think anybody is a big fan of the sequels. Tales of Xillia 2. Tales of Symphonia 2. None of these games are good. That's my hot take. Final Fantasy X 2, Final Fantasy 13 2, Tales of Xillia 2, and Tales of Symphonia 2. None of those are good. And by good, I mean in comparison to the games that spawned them. Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy... Well, again, 13 is kind of the exception there. Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Xillia, masterpieces. Each one with a massive cult following, and for very good reason. Personally, I think Tales of Xillia and Final Fantasy X, those are both in my like top 5 games. Like, period. Maybe not Final Fantasy X, that's in my top 10. Tales of Xillia is in my top 5. That game is phenomenal. I want to say it's better than this game, but I haven't finished this game, so that's not fair. Because my opinions about a game are shaped over time, and definitely based on... you can't really have a full opinion on it until everything's said and done, you know? You beat the game, it's fully updated, all the DLC is out. Like, for example, when Breath of the Wild came out, people reviewing it would probably have different things to say if they reviewed it after the DLC packs came out, because they kind of shaped the overall experience and addressed a few balancing issues with some items. I'm trying to not spoil anything for any of these games. Which is why I'm picking my words very delicately here. So Another one that comes to mind, well, you get the point with Breath of the Wild. Another one that much more recent and much more divisive, I would say, with Code Vein. I played Code Vein at launch, like day one. I loved the experience, but I had some serious gripes. As I played through, there were like 1 or 2 updates, and it was cool because they were already tackling some things that people had pointed out. But then they kept working on updates, and there were massive updates that came out. So I played a little bit of it recently because it's fully updated now. It is a massively different experience. So I'm going to talk all about that because I do need to do another full playthrough of that, and the only way that's going to happen is if I turn it into a series. So yes, that is going to happen fairly soon. I don't know if that's going to be for sure the next series that's coming, or if I'm going to do a retro game in between to kind of like buffer it a little bit. Because right now I have 2 modern games concurrently, and traditionally on this channel I have like a modern game and a retro game. Granted, this could count as a retro game, but I don't consider, like, before the Wii, essentially. Like, if it was on the PS2, the GameCube, the Xbox, or before that generation, that's retro to me. Even that generation I don't entirely consider retro. Personally, in my mind, I think retro is N64 or before. Once it got into the 128-bit era, I think that was more of like the in-between era, like it's kind of the 3D renaissance in a way. Because like every game was going into 3D at that point, with 1 or 2 standout exceptions. The one being Street Fighter, because at the time they were trying to do arcade perfect ports. So they were doing games on the Dreamcast like Street Fighter Third Strike. Even on the PS2, Marvel vs. Capcom, the first one and the second one, which actually were also on the Dreamcast, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, those kind of like crossover fighting ones. It was mostly fighting games that were still in 2D, but like Soul Calibur was like the big one, where they showed the consoles could actually do arcade perfect or better, depending on the company. So, and if you do some comparisons, yes, there are some very technical and thorough breakdowns of it, but essentially the TLDR is the Namco board at the time that Soul Calibur was built upon was not as advanced as the Dreamcast hardware, so when they made the Dreamcast port of Soul Calibur 1, it was vastly improved visually and mechanically because they had a lot of space on the media, so they added that extra mode of the adventure mode kind of thing, which was kind of a callback to Soul Blade or Soul Edge, depending on which region you lived in, where they had an adventure mode in the fighting game, which was really cool and kind of an evolution from Force mode from Tekken 3. Although, actually, was Soul Blade first or Tekken 3 first? They're both Namco, who cares? But anyway, think about all that with Yuri's Mitsurugi outfit, and this is another Namco-produced game, Bandai Namco nowadays, but yeah, that's my point, is in this genre, your game is only as strong as your narrative and your characters, aka your writing. And thankfully in the Tales of series, the systems, the actual, like, the balancing, the game systems, the progression, battle system, all that sort of thing. Game systems, not consoles, but actually the systems within a game, are more of like the code, how you progress, like what you do with the mechanics within the game, the dynamic of the character, and the interactions. Anyway, it's harder to explain. But, yeah. So let's check out this one last skit and save and quit because I've ranted for too long. This has been like a 20-minute bonus rant at the end of the episode. My apologies. And yeah, that's part of the reason I love this game. Characters are fantastic. Like, the writing overall is good. But yeah, the characters themselves are phenomenal, and that's what matters. That's the key point. And which, you know, ties back into the writing because it's really about how the characters interact with each other, the roles that they play, and all that sort of thing. But individually they stand out well. In a group, they have fantastic dynamic. It's brilliantly done. I love it. It's fantastic.
The two barrier blastia of this city and Nor Harbor were originally a single blastia.
Did you read that in one of your books back in the castle?
Yes, actually there were 3 pieces. The last piece sunk in the sea between the two cities.
I wonder if you could raise that Blastia, and if you sold it, you could live like a king forever.
The Empire would have already done it if they could. Any idiot could come up with that idea.
You don't have to be mean about it.
True. I mean, you... I mean, that is the natural response. I feel like that's totally valid. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, it wasn't the thing. Cool. Alright, guys. Well, I'm gonna leave you there with it. I've been your host for this entire series, actually. Yeah. Hope you have a beautiful day. Many blessings on your journey. We love you guys. Thank you so much for being you and being here. Hope you had a good time. And, we'll catch you around. Hasta mañana, which I have been told means see you tomorrow, which would be applicable because we put out a new video every day. Yeah. Bye-bye for now.